Welcome to Disambiguation. I'm your host, Michael Fauscette. Each week we interview experts in AI, generative AI, and business automation to help business leaders understand how to use these tools for the biggest business impact. Welcome to this week's episode. I have something a little different that we're going to try for today. We just recently, last week actually, published our AI Trends for 2025 research brief. And actually, if you want to check that out, you can go to the research brief section of the Arion Research website. And also, I added a little link to that in the show notes if you want to take a look. And then rather than take you through it myself, though, which I did last year, I thought I would try to do something a little different and an AI experiment, so to speak. So before I explain the experiment, though, in some detail anyway, which I'll do after we watch the interview, let's take a look at the interview.
I'm Julia.
And I'm Joshua. We're your co-hosts for today's show.
Today we're going to do a deep dive into the world of AI, specifically what it might look like in 2025.
Sounds good.
We're basing this on, this research brief that we got from Arion Research, and they've actually highlighted 12 major trends.
Wow, 12.
And some of these are pretty mind-blowing, like, okay, liquid foundation models, large action models, what even are those?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, we'll find out together.
It's really exciting, to see all these trends. They really point to how AI is evolving, and how it's designed, how it's used, even just how we think about AI, right? It's changing.
Yeah, absolutely. And to kind of kick things off, let's look at this rise of specialized language models. So basically, imagine an AI that's been trained specifically for like healthcare or law. So we're talking about LLMs, these large language models we've all heard about, but now they're fine-tuned.
Right.
To be like experts in their fields.
The real value here is that, it boosts efficiency and accuracy. It's like, imagine like a legal team using an LLM that's been trained on tons of legal documents, case law, right? It could analyze contracts so much faster and more effectively than even just a general purpose model.
Oh, wow.
Or even a team of humans, so this kind of targeted AI could be huge, especially for those specialized industries.
That does make sense. Instead of, AI being like a jack of all trades, right? It becomes a master of one.
Exactly.
But isn't there a risk then of over-specialization? Like, what happens if the AI encounters something that's outside its narrow field?
That's a great question, and it is something that, developers are working on. It's like, how do you find that balance where it's specialized, right? But it also will have that broader context, that adaptability of a more general model, right?
Right.
So it's finding that sweet spot between the two.
Yeah, it's like having a surgeon who's incredible at knee replacements, right?
But can't diagnose the flu.
Exactly.
So you need the right tool for the job.
Right.
But you also need tools that can, adapt to different situations.
Totally.
So, we've got these specialized AIs becoming experts, but the next trend takes things up a notch.
Okay.
Large action models.
Ooh.
These are AIs that don't just analyze data. They take action based on what they learn.
Oh.
Crazy, right?
This is where things get really interesting. We're going beyond AI just generating text or making predictions, right? Large action models can automate those complex processes.
Okay.
Make decisions in real time.
Wow.
Almost like an extension of our own capabilities.
Yeah.
But with, the speed and processing power of a computer.
So we're not just talking about chatbots anymore. This is more like, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like AI is becoming a doer instead of just a thinker.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine a large action model, analyzing financial markets and not only predicting a fluctuation, but then automatically adjusting investment portfolios to, minimize risk all in real time.
Okay, that's both impressive and a little intimidating, to be honest.
I know. It's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah. And speaking of groundbreaking changes, Arion Research also highlights something called liquid foundation models. They describe these LFMs as, super adaptable.
Okay.
Constantly learning AI systems.
So think of it this way. Traditional LLMs, those are like, static structures. They're fixed in their knowledge and capabilities.
Got it.
LFMs are more dynamic. They're almost like living organisms.
Oh, wow.
They're designed to learn and evolve as things change.
So if new data comes along, LFMs don't have to be completely retrained.
That's the idea.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big leap in AI development, and it could be really valuable for those fields, like healthcare or cybersecurity, where the information is always changing so rapidly.
Makes sense. So far we've got AI specialists, AI action heroes, and AI that never stops learning.
That's right.
So what's next?
Let's see.
Arion Research points to AI for decision intelligence and predictive analytics. I feel like these are areas we've already been seeing AI make an impact, right?
You're right. But we're talking about it taking on an even larger role because as these systems become more and more sophisticated, their ability to analyze tons of data and extract insights that we can actually use, that's going to be essential for all kinds of organizations.
Yeah, I can see how this would be huge for businesses, especially predicting customer behavior, right? Optimizing supply chains. It's like having a crystal ball that actually works.
Think about it in healthcare. Imagine AI analyzing patient data in real time, alerting doctors to potential complications before they're even apparent.
Wow.
Or in finance, AI can detect, fraudulent transactions with incredible accuracy, so the possibilities are really, really remarkable.
Okay, my head is spinning a little bit with all these possibilities.
I know, right?
But wait, there's more. Arion Research brings up autonomous agents and systems, and they actually specifically mention Salesforce's Agent Force. What exactly are autonomous agents and what can they do?
So essentially, they're AI systems. They can learn, adapt, and complete tasks, all with minimal human intervention.
Wow.
They're like superpower digital assistants that can handle really complicated processes, troubleshoot problems, and even interact with customers independently.
So that raises some interesting questions. If AI is becoming so self-sufficient, what does that mean for us, the human workforce, right? Are we all going to be replaced by robots?
It's a valid concern, and it's definitely something to think about as AI evolves.
Right?
I mean, while autonomous agents can make things more efficient and free us up from those repetitive tasks, the job market's definitely going to be impacted. We'll probably see a shift, towards roles that require those uniquely human skills. Things like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence.
So it's not about AI taking over our jobs, right? It's more about changing the types of jobs that we do. It's like the Industrial Revolution, right? Machines took over the manual labor, right? And we moved on to more specialized roles.
Yep, makes sense.
So far, we've covered AI that's specialized, action-oriented, adaptable, insightful, even independent.
It's amazing.
But it gets even wilder. Okay, we're now entering the world of multimodal and multitask models. These are AIs that can process and understand different types of data at the same time,
Wow.
like text, images, video, even audio.
Okay, so all at once.
All at once, imagine an AI that can read a research paper, analyze a photo, and watch a video all at the same time,
Crazy.
while also connecting the dots between them. Okay, so instead of relying on just one input like text, these models can take in information in a way that's closer to how we humans experience the world. That's the key difference.
Yeah, think about customer service. A multimodal AI could analyze a customer's facial expressions during a video call
Oh, wow.
to figure out their emotional state and adjust its response, right? It's a level of personalization and responsiveness we haven't really seen before.
That is some next-level customer service.
I know it's pretty cool.
But with all this incredible potential comes some big questions, right?
Like what?
Like, how do we ensure that these increasingly sophisticated AIs are used ethically, right? How can we understand how they're making decisions, especially when those decisions have real-world consequences? That's where responsible and explainable AI comes in, right?
You got it.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, it's so important that we develop systems that are transparent, right, accountable, and aligned with, human values. And we're actually seeing this reflected in the regulations and guidelines being developed around the world.
So no Skynet scenarios then?
Hopefully not.
Okay.
The good news is there's growing awareness of these ethical issues. The European Union is already leading the charge with their AI regulations. Other countries are probably going to follow suit. It's about, finding that balance, right? Fostering innovation, but ensuring responsible AI development.
And speaking of regulations, Arion Research actually points out that California is taking a leading role in the US when it comes to state-level AI guidelines.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's encouraging to see that these issues are being addressed.
Definitely.
Now let's talk business for a second. Okay, how does AI change things in the B2B world?
Arion Research highlights AI-powered personalization in B2B environments. So what does that look like?
So it's about creating those tailored experiences for both customers and employees, okay? But in a business context, right? So imagine a B2B software platform that automatically adjusts its features based on each user's specific needs, or an AI-powered system that suggests, personalized training for employees based on their skills and career goals.
So it's like having a virtual assistant that knows your business inside and out and can anticipate what you need before you even ask.
You got it.
That's wild.
It's about streamlining operations, boosting productivity, and ultimately driving business success through that personalization.
And now here's a trend that feels especially relevant given all the talk about data privacy these days. Synthetic data.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
Sure, so synthetic data is basically artificial information, okay, that mimics the characteristics of real data, but without containing any actual personal details.
Got it.
Think of it like a digital twin of a dataset. Okay, you can use it to train AI models without compromising privacy, right? Or violating data regulations.
So you could train an AI to diagnose diseases using synthetic data.
Exactly?
That reflects the same patterns as real patient data, right? But doesn't include any sensitive medical information.
That's the idea. It's a game changer, especially in those sectors like healthcare and finance, where privacy is paramount.
Yeah, we can harness the power of AI without sacrificing data security.
Exactly?
That's pretty remarkable.
It is.
So we've got AI specialists, AI taking action, AI constantly learning, AI driving businesses, even AI respecting our privacy. What else is there?
Well, the next trend takes AI beyond the cloud and into our everyday lives, okay? Edge AI.
Edge AI, what's that all about?
It's bringing that power of AI processing to local devices like your phone, sensors in your car, okay, even self-driving cars themselves. So instead of relying on a distant server, right, to do the heavy lifting, right, Edge AI lets devices make decisions in real time right where the data is being generated.
So, for example, a self-driving car could use Edge AI to analyze its surroundings and react instantly to avoid hazards without having to wait for instructions from the cloud.
Exactly, it's all about speed responsiveness, which are so crucial for things like autonomous driving, augmented reality, and managing those complex systems of smart cities.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these trends are kind of connected. Yeah, we're moving towards an AI landscape that's more distributed, adaptable, and integrated into our physical world.
Absolutely.
But let's not forget about us humans. Arion Research talks about AI and workforce development. How will AI change the future of work, and how can we prepare?
It's definitely reshaping job roles. Yeah, it's essential that we adopt a proactive approach to workforce development to equip people with the skills they need to thrive in a job market that's constantly evolving.
So instead of being afraid of AI taking our jobs, we should be thinking about how we can upskill and reskill to work alongside AI.
Exactly, AI itself can actually play a role in this.
Oh, okay.
Think of AI-powered programs that assess your skills, identify areas for improvement, okay? Even recommend personalized training programs.
Like a customized career coach in your pocket.
Exactly?
That sounds incredibly helpful, especially in a world where tech is changing so rapidly.
Absolutely.
Now, our final trend highlights a growing concern. Sustainable AI, what's the story here?
So as AI models get larger and more complex, their energy consumption and environmental impact are becoming more significant. Sustainable AI is about developing and deploying AI, okay, in a way that minimizes that carbon footprint, uses resources efficiently.
So it's not just about what AI can do, right? It's about how we can do it responsibly, from an environmental perspective.
Exactly?
It's about finding the right balance between progress and sustainability.
I think you've got it.
Well, that's a lot to take in.
It is.
We've covered a lot of ground, from specialized language models to sustainable AI.
We have.
But before we wrap things up, I'm curious about something. Arion Research mentioned about LFMs. Okay, they suggested that liquid foundation models could potentially play a role in reducing resource consumption.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. How could that work?
That is interesting. It's definitely worth exploring. Yeah. I mean, if LFMs can learn continuously, right, without needing that massive retraining, right, it could lead to significant reductions in the computing power needed to run those models.
So if we can develop AI systems that are inherently more efficient and adaptable, it could make AI as a whole more sustainable.
Exactly. It's a really promising area of research, and it highlights how we need to think about the environmental impact of AI at every stage.
That's a fantastic point. It's a lot to process, but in a good way, I feel like I'm, I'm getting a glimpse into the future, and it's exciting and a little bit daunting.
It is. It's a lot to take in.
But that's why we're here, right? To understand what's coming and how it might affect all of us.
Exactly?
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive.
Wow, that went by fast.
I know, right? Our look into AI trends for 2025 has been a journey.
It has been an incredible journey. A lot to process. I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too. It's clear that AI is going to transform our world,
It really is.
and in some pretty profound ways. And it's exciting and a little bit daunting to think about what the future holds.
It's true. There's so much potential, but also a lot of responsibility.
Exactly. And with that in mind, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought-provoking question to ponder.
Okay, I like it.
Given the rapid pace of AI development and the potential impact it'll have on all of our lives, what are your biggest hopes and concerns for the future of AI?
That's a great question and one that we should all be thinking about. As we navigate this new territory, right? It's important to have these conversations, consider those ethical implications, of course, and really strive to create a future where AI is used for good, right? Where it enhances our lives and helps us address some of the world's biggest challenges.
I couldn't agree more. It's an exciting time to be alive.
It really is. And to be part of this, this AI revolution. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It's been my pleasure. We hope you found it informative and inspiring.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, keep learning, and keep exploring this ever-evolving world of AI.
And that's the list of our 12 trends for 2025. So let's talk a bit about the video and how I created it. So the first step was to upload the document that we published to Google's Notebook LM. If you haven't taken a look at Notebook LM, I'd suggest that it's quite the useful tool. And it has one feature that lets you generate a interview style podcast. So I did that and then downloaded that. It comes as a WAV file, and then you just do a conversion. I used Audacity for that to an MP3. And if you're interested in that original conversation, by the way, which did use different voices, it's on that same page that the research brief is, so that you can actually listen to it there. When I did that, I took that file and then I uploaded it to Otter AI and had that transcribe the audio file, and then I took the transcript and I did some editing, because what I found in the original is there were some places where it was a bit redundant if you listen to the different sections of the way it recorded the podcast. It broke it into two segments, I guess, in case you wanted to put an ad in the middle or something. But anyway, it needed some editing, so I did edit it down a bit, and there were some filler words and a few times when the banter back and forth was more distracting than it was useful, so I took a little bit of that out. But anyway, so once I did that and got it ready, I took it to Synthesia, which is a great tool I've used now a few times. In fact, if you look on the website, you'll see that there are several intro videos on the about page, on the home page, etc. And I made all those with Synthesia too. So it's a very good tool. They have very interactive avatars, which you just witnessed. So I think it's overall quite a nice tool to use. So once I generated the the video itself, then I did a simple edit in Adobe Premiere Pro to get it production ready, and that's all the experiment was. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and more importantly, hopefully you got something out of the 12 trends. Take a look at the research brief if you want. It's there's a lot of stuff going on with AI, and I think it was a fun exercise to think through some of the things that might happen next year. Anyway, that's it for this week. If you're interested in reading more about the 12 trends, I'll put the link in the show notes. And thank you very much for joining. And that's the show for this week. Thank you all for joining. Remember to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a 5-star rating on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform to help others find the show. For more on AI and other software research reports, briefs, and blog posts, check out arionresearch.com. If you have AI, generative AI, or business automation expertise, either as a provider or as an end user, email your information to disambiguation@arionresearch.com, and we'll see if we can get you on as a guest. Don't forget to join us next week. Disambiguation is an Arion Research production. I'm Michael Fauscette, and this is the Disambiguation Podcast.